Second Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday.
Let's get the mug out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you getting both of them or just yours? Selfish.
Well, I only have
Give me that.
one hand at a time.
Good morning, everybody,
There
to
you
Second
go.
Cup, sponsored by the Nickel Plate. If you're doing some holiday shopping, you might want to swing by there. We've been talking about it all week. Really great.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, Buffalo stuff. Oh, excuse me. My phone's just blowing up right now. Ed's awake.
Oh, well, let's patch him in. I'm sure we're all.
Let me read you the text. We're reading these together for the first time. I can't even function right now. I am still processing, still trying to figure out how to move on.
I'm thinking he had a great time last night.
He had an amazing time at the Taylor Swift concert. I woke up to a video. He had fantastic seats.
Oh my gosh, he was like next to her.
I'm not going to share any pictures or video because we're going to let him do that because he's going to want to tell you
ruin
guys
that for him.
all about it. Like, this is his moment. This what may have been her show, but it was his moment.
I wonder if she gave him a little shout out. Probably a wink.
What did he say?
I'm still processing.
I can't even function right now. I am still processing, still trying to figure out how to move on.
Awesome.
Suffice it to say, Ed had fun last night.
He had a great
Oh my
time.
God,
So that's wonderful.
So funny.
Like let's see, that's her 4th out of 6. Big one tonight, and
Big
then
one
tomorrow.
night, yeah.
And everyone's sold out, people going crazy. And Ed right there, right in the front row. Well,
practically,
a couple rows back.
yeah.
And that video was amazing. She is such an entertainer.
She's and the show's fantastic. I mean, I went.
I don't know if I could stand there for 3 hours.
Not this past summer. You'd be dancing. I went. Not this past summer. It was the summer before.
Yeah.
And oh my God, what a blast! And we had like just regular seats, but still, I left there and I was like, it was a show unlike any show I'd ever seen. It was like a combination of a concert and a musical in one, with the dancing and the performances and the songs.
You get your money's worth.
You
do. There are a lot of people going later today from Western New York, more Swifties. So enjoy the concert. It looks like it's worth every penny.
You can't even function right now, guys.
Still processing how to move on.
Still processing how to move on.
So Monday, I'm imagining our newscast is going to be blah, blah, blah.
90% Taylor Swift.
Here's the Taylor Swift videos.
That sounds about right. Yes. Okay, so a couple things we want to talk about this morning. We want to talk about the regents exams again because we had a lot of comments and we talked about that at 5 o'clock. Wondering if any of the cuppies who are with us right now. So New York State is thinking about possibly doing away with the regents exam. This is something, despite the fact that you told me you hadn't heard it yet. We have been talking about
I heard it when you were reading it.
We have been talking about it for a couple of months. Yeah. But you are also doing your thing.
I'm as busy in the back.
It's busy in the back. But so we're going to talk about that. What do you guys think about the regents exam? Should they stay? Should they go? Now, they're a statewide exam.
Somebody else said you look nice today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because you told me I look kind of nice today.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble.
These are some of my favorite compliments from the people I work with. They look kind of nice.
I think I said you look like you kind of took time to prep yourself today.
And it's those kinds of sweet compliments that keep me coming here day after day. You look like you kind of took time to prep yourself today. Yeah. So I'm going to write that on the wall and keep that one forever.
Yeah. Wow.
No, you said to me, did you get your hair cut? And I said, yeah, the other day. And you're like, oh, looks nice.
But Evan, he knew earlier. So I said that made him, he's one of the guys who works here.
Yeah, Evan is
it took me a couple of days. I'm like, there's something different with her.
Well, yesterday I didn't curl it. Today I curled it.
Face? Is it her head? And then I figured that was the hair.
It was her head. Got a haircut. Oh, it's so much fun working with you guys.
Geez, stop.
Jessica, this is every day. This is my
that's
every
how
day.
That's how we give compliments.
Yeah.
We don't want her to get,
I will say, may I just give a
kicking?
quick? No, I was going to say, yes, but no. But may I give a quick shout out to my friend who gave me so many maternity clothes, and that's
awesome.
where I'm getting all of these.
Yeah,
outfits
that looks
from.
nice today.
A shout out to my girlfriend Bridget, who's had 3 kids, and then was like, "Hey, I got something for you," and came over to my house with 2 tubs of clothes, and I was like, "Thank you," because we have to dress up every day, so.
And you can wear that like once or twice, and then
exactly. So hope you like the lilac because you're probably going to see it a few more times because it actually fits.
It looks good.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to talk about regents. We're also Before we get to that, because I'm going to let people land some comments there about how you feel about the potential changes to regions, let's do the forecast for people.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe, Aaron, we might have to hit traffic after that. So if you can pull up the NITEC cams, or I can, text me. But maybe we'll start with your forecast. I'll pull them up so you can
Traffic
do a
cam is up.
forecast.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if the other Erin, she's working behind the scenes.
She's not getting
can
in
do
there.
it.
So I'll pull it up, Aaron, and you can handle his stuff.
So, and if you have some snow pictures or snow totals you want to share with us, please do so. We're looking at the weather computer. Winter weather advisory still in effect for Wyoming, Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny counties through noon. Another inch or two of accumulation on top of what you already have. We have the rain in Buffalo. So draw a line along the Lake Erie shoreline, Buffalo, along the Thruway to Batavia northward. That is rain. You head south, you are dealing with some snow, especially south of 20A, Java, Sheldon, Holland, Boston, some snow showers across ski country. We had a couple of inches in Little Valley, a couple of inches there in Salamanca, Wellsville, up toward Rushford, Bolivar, getting the snow right now. Here in Buffalo, ooh, check out our fancy camera, Katie. 39 degrees with some rain.
You guys, how pretty is it? So this is our new Skywatch. You remember we haven't been able to use Skywatch for a couple of days. We were talking about that. That looks great.
It does.
It's very crisp.
It's very crisp. Welcome to 2024.
We can move it around like usual, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see all the different shots.
Oh, I can't wait. It's on my list of things to do. Rain and snow this morning. Rain showers this afternoon. Temperatures in the low 40s.
Okay, so let me pull up too, because I did pull up.
You got the NITEC camera?
Okay, so
no, that's
the 400. But Aaron, this is the one I'm going to show. I'm going to add my camera. Okay.
Okay.
This is the 33.
Yeah. So there's an accident at Suffolk. Actually, it was a disabled vehicle. So they were tending to that right there. But you are backed up from, the ECMC area all the way toward the 33 in Harlem. So more than a mile. Very slow go. I don't know what's going on with that disabled vehicle. It's been like that for now more than an hour.
You know what? This is going into the city, right?
Yes, so that's what inbound west.
And when I lived in Amherst with my parents for a little bit, I mean, this is a long time ago, but I will just never forget. And I mean, you've done this before when you're coming into the city and you hit that and you're like, no, because that holds you up.
You're just kind of stuck. So if you're coming into downtown Buffalo and you have to take the 33, maybe hop in the left lane. That one's moving a little faster.
Yeah.
But they're trying to merge traffic, and it is a slow go as we're looking at the camera over here.
I think
all the way to Harlem, and people are trying to get off Harlem to avoid it, and they're running into traffic there.
Here's the Harlem one.
Okay.
Right. You're just like, no.
Yeah, so it's past Harlem now. What's the other one I
Union. There's another. Here's Pine Ridge.
Harlem. Yeah.
That's one we were just looking at too. Here's Eggert. It's even slow there. Yeah. So just keep in mind.
Is that another vehicle?
I think it might be the same one. I'm not sure.
Grider and.
It's hard to tell.
Olympic, yeah.
Wait, so I can go to the advisories here, and it says 33 West, the disabled vehicle beyond Suffolk, and then the congestion is 2.5 miles.
Oh, it's up to 2.5 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 1.3 when I came on. Now it's 2.5. So.
Okay, Aaron, you can take back over now. Megan was commenting on your forecast. They've got about an inch in Olean.
Oh, thanks, Megan. Okay, yeah, we saw the Olean camera earlier. It looked nice. You could see the roads were wet, but the grass had snow in it.
Kenneth wondering about the north towns this weekend.
No problems. Maybe a brief shower, mostly cloudy, mid-40s both days.
Lori telling us there's nothing in the Village of Attica right now.
Okay, thanks for that, because it does show a little snow on the radar, so I was curious about that. Thanks, Lori. Here's a view of Ellicottville. Okay.
Yeah, how about that? Snow on the hills.
So you can see at least a couple of inches, enough to almost cover the grass on the top of this lift right there. Higher snow totals on the top, lower snow totals on the bottom.
You know what? When we had this during the show, it was still dark. So like the lodge at the bottom was so pretty.
Yeah, it was all lit up. You can see the flakes coming down.
It looked like a Christmas card.
Yeah, it looked nice at around after 6:30. But before that, we were trying to look at it, and it was just kind of gray.
Yeah.
So, but now you can see that the snow has accumulated. We talked about yesterday, very elevation dependent snow event where higher hilltops would get a few inches, lower elevations would see more of a rain snow. And then this afternoon, more of a rain snow mixture.
George is in Tennessee right now, but says they checked their cameras back home in Bliss.
Ooh, okay.
And they have snow today.
Thank you for that update.
My mom said she never knew there was a Jerusalem around here in our area.
Oh yeah, on the radar. Yes, Yes, there is. There's a different.
One of the
where
counties?
was it? Yeah, it's in,
Can't remember.
Is it Chautauqua County?
Chautauqua County, maybe. Interesting.
Or Cattaraugus?
All right. Well, good morning to everybody. Glad to have you with us. Glad to be talking about the forecast here. Let's talk about the Regents exams because so many people were interested in those. and giving us comments about those. So New York State potentially going to do away with the regents. It wouldn't be for a couple years. It would be the 27-28 school year.
Yeah, so let's see. You have a freshman now, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27.
So for that year.
Okay, so their senior year would be impacted by
Not
this.
the 27-28, the senior year. Yeah. So they're saying the goal is to make students more effective communicators and critical thinkers without having to pass that specific test. New York State, one of 8 that requires one of these exams.
Yeah, New York State has some tougher, guidelines
Yeah.
for schools, which, some people prefer that.
So Marguerite says get rid of the regents.
Okay.
Mark says, when I graduated in 74, we had both a regents and a local diploma.
I think they still have that.
James says, look at the exams taken 60 years ago. They were extremely hard. Peter says, ditch the regents, focus on students' overall year-long abilities. Don't judge a student on one exam. This one was funny. Barbara, if not for someone stealing regents exams in the 70s, I would not have passed algebra. My thanks to whoever's responsible.
That's funny, Barbara.
So, it's Howard says, I thought students had a choice of regents or non-regents. I do think you might in some capacity. I don't know. See, I didn't go to a public school, so I don't remember that. I don't think that we had to take the regents exams because we were a private school, but you could get a regents diploma, so I did take them.
Okay, yeah, you can take them, and you
I don't know
probably
about
do
public schools.
AP stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have 3 who've gone through the public schools, 2 have already graduated high school, but they did the regents track, so
yeah,
that was like
so they
that's
took
the track you're taking. Yeah. So that so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the big cumulative. I feel like that might be like the difference between a regents and like if you take the class as just a regular class, because sometimes like it makes me think of college, right, where they break it almost into like thirds.
Yeah.
You'd have 3 big exams and the last one would be the last third or whatever. Sometimes you'd get that cumulative exam.
Yes.
You'd be like, please, no cumulative exam. Oh, great, it's cumulative exam. But that's what the regents is really. It's a cumulative exam.
Yes, I know. Well, when I taught at Buff State, I had a cumulative exam, so I'm sorry. You probably wouldn't have liked that class.
Sheila says she was in. Oh, I'm sure you did. But you know what? Those are the ones that you really have to study for.
Yeah, but I let the kids have a 3x5 card so they could write down.
And I like that because if it's a 3x5 card, and you probably had a lot of equations in yours.
Yes, yes, I did.
If it's a 3x5 card, like, okay, you're just writing the essentials. You know what I mean?
But it's sticking in. Like I'd ask the students afterwards, and they'd be like, you know what? Didn't even need my card because I wrote it down and I remembered it.
Yeah, or you're like, let me just double check that I put the exit. Yes, okay, let me move on.
Yeah.
But if you're making that 3x5 card, frankly, you're studying.
Yes,
you're like,
that's the whole. That was like tricking them into like at least doing some studying. Yeah.
Exactly. Sheila had said she was in the Marine Corps, and literally nobody heard of the Regents exams or Regents diplomas.
Yeah.
James says the Regents really affects teachers. On top of everything, they have to make sure the students are showing their learning, and it reflects on them.
It does impact the teachers a great deal. You're right, James.
I don't understand. I took the Regents. It was fine. I was one exam away from advanced diploma. Genuinely want to know what's going on. Kelly says more technical teaching than book teaching.
Yeah, and somebody else said that too, but it went quickly. And Kelly and Mark, 100%. The kids who you're asking sometimes an 18-year-old, I was lucky. I always wanted to be a meteorologist, so it was pretty easy. I didn't want to do the TV track, but you fall into something, and here we are. But like I've always been fascinated by weather. I heard it's called meteorology. I'm like, that's what I'm going to do one day.
Right.
You're asking an 18-year-old who doesn't maybe have that plan of what I want to do for the rest of my life. I got to sit somewhere and work for the next 40 years probably, and you're going to straddle me with enormous debt. And I am a huge fan of what you're saying, Mark, with learning the trades. We talked about this in the news when we were talking about, hey, we're going to go and talk about getting rid of the regents. And I was like, how about classes that kids can really use?
Yeah.
Like he's saying, like a trades class.
Yeah.
Like I know they don't do checkbooks anymore, but basic finance skills. Hey, you're going to get inundated with credit card offers when you turn 18. Don't take them all because you're going to need to pay that back.
Right.
Hey, your credit score is going to impact you down the road. You ever hear of compound interest? These are things that kids will need down the road. Some of the stuff, I'm like, oh, really? But like Mark's saying, like the trades, you go into that, you get a good internship, you follow someone into a trade. My gosh, if you want, you can work every day. Calling a plumber on the weekend, how much can I pay you to get here? Because my basement's flooding and I don't know what I'm doing. So absolutely, Mark and Kelly, I am with you on that. I do think that you can push the trades more than pushing everyone into that college path.
Yeah, I think so. The one thing I will say that I personally liked about college was that I felt like it was a very good transition time. Because like when you're 18 and you graduate from high school, like jumping into the real world to me, and I know there are people that do it,
Yeah.
I don't think I was quite ready for that.
No, but maybe you weren't, but maybe somebody is.
Maybe somebody
Or
is.
maybe somebody's like, hey, mom and dad, I do not want to go to college. Yes, you do.
Right.
All right, I'll go and waste this money and go to classes that I have no interest in. I mean, you're supposed to become a broader person.
That's
in
what I
college.
like about it.
I
Is
get
that like you meet a ton of different kinds of people. You see that the world isn't just what you grew up with.
100%.
And I think that that's really important because I don't know that if you go straight into something and working right where you live, you know, but maybe you do find those experiences. I don't know. It wasn't
and
bad,
meeting
but-
different people from all over. Listen, our kids were not allowed to go to school locally because you have to make your own food, wash your own clothes. I think that's super important.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you move off campus. Okay. Rent, electric,
Yep.
cable, internet, all these things that you need to have.
Yeah.
You know, then that you get that experience as well,
Barbara
where
likes that.
mom and dad can't pull
More
you out.
life and trade skill classes.
Okay, Barb sounds like me in the newsroom.
This is
today.
kind of cool. Kelly's son takes welding at BOCES,
Oh,
leaving for the Navy in July to learn underwater welding.
I'll have to borrow some money from him one day, Kelly. He's going to do so well. That is awesome story right there.
Howard says BOCES food service 1976, then went to busing, made a good life with that. I missed the cooking thing though.
Yeah.
Bob says my son came to me 20 years ago, told me college wasn't for him, got into a trade, been at the same job for 21 years.
So Bob, that's great that Bob and his son have that communication too, because, you know, I don't know Bob's background, but maybe he was like, hey, I've been saving for you to go to college since before you were born. And his son was like, Dad, I don't want to go. And he went and did a trade, and I'm sure he's doing well. So that's great.
Aaron says, or excuse me, Caitlin says, Aaron, that was me. I didn't want college. I ended up quitting after a semester because my mom wouldn't let me take a break year. Oh. Jeff Baker, our resident farmer.
Yeah.
Jumped into the real world about 12 years old.
I would say you were probably working before 12, Jeff. Yeah.
John has a real cool question for you. Are we going to be getting some snow like Cleveland got?
In Western New York, yes. South of Buffalo, we're seeing it. Olean, Ellicottville, Little Valley, kind of looks like Cleveland. There's the radar right there. Zoom out, more southern tier, mostly 219 eastward is where you're seeing higher elevations getting some of that snow. Buffalo is not going to see the snow like they saw in Cleveland, but ski country will and is.
Lori says that they had metal and wood shop. Joyce says home economics helped her back in the day. I took a life skills class or something like that. I
Look at you.
Yeah, it's thriving. No, I took one, and I do remember the one big project we had to do was you were assigned a family, like you have a husband and 3 kids. You're a single mom with 2 kids. You know, whatever your family is. And you had to budget the groceries for a week, and here's your salary, and here's your rent, and you know, whatever. And then you had to take the ads from the newspaper and budget out and make all the meals.
Wow.
It was exhausting.
That is. That sounds.
And now we do it all.
Yeah.
Now I do it every week.
Well, my kids in Scouts, when they go on trips,
Yeah.
they get a budget and they have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Which really helps them because being frugal is part of the Scout motto.
Right.
And so they learn how to budget like that. But exactly, like when, you know, I see that story that they want to change everything, I'm just curious as to what the changes will be.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're going to take away the Regents exam. What are you going to replace it with? You have to test them for something. They have to be pushed.
Yeah.
You have to keep the standards high. This is a big global competitive world that we're in. It's not, you know, just the local that we're looking at. So that's where, when you told me earlier, I was like, like what, are they bringing things down or are they bringing things up?
Yeah.
So that's always my concern.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting.
And home ec, I remember home ec too, taking that and just, you know, like we all had to bake something like a pie. And like, that's really difficult for me.
Did yours even make it in, or did you eat it before you got to school?
Most of the ingredients before I made it there. Yeah.
Kelly said her sister goes to Fordham, will graduate with $200,000 debt. Yeah, that's real. I mean, it is what it is. College is super expensive. Like I have a lot of friends who are doctors. They graduated with a lot of debt, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Get it back up as you go through, but you kind of know.
We toured Fordham, Kelly. Yeah. It was a beautiful campus. But,
yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people just talking about Carrie. Caitlin says her school of machine tool technology, year of building, plumbing, electrical, etc., ecology and horticulture. Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I think any of those hands-on trades, you're seeing that. And then I read, just if you can learn how to do that,
Yeah.
it's like a skill that is just so in need.
Yeah.
And it's not going away. There's always going to be buildings and there's always going to be things breaking,
Yeah.
especially older communities like Buffalo. Their pipes burst. You have an older home.
Don't even say it. You shut your mouth. No, and you know what? Like, I am lucky because Paul knows how to do a lot of stuff.
Yes. He's very handy.
So that's good. But like, not so much me.
I'll be first to admit.
There are a lot of things I can do, but.
True. But when you recognize I don't want to work with water or electricity.
I'll tell you what I am good at, though.
Afraid of both of those.
It's managing those projects.
100%.
So if Paul's working on a project, I am happy to let him know the expected timeline, the order in which I think things should be done.
Yes, you are a great
manager. Someone's got to be in charge.
Someone's got to be in upper management. That is you.
And keep things going. Yeah. Stick to the schedule, and I'm very good at that.
You are.
Yeah.
You keep Ed and
Ask
I
Paul.
in line here as well.
I've got a lot of good use for that. Okay. Here's something else I want to talk about. Holiday shopping. Has anybody seen any really good Black Friday deals? Will you drop them to me if you've seen them? Because actually our boss wants to share a bunch of them next week. So let me see if you can do my homework here. But I was just looking. Here's the interesting thing. So many change day to day. Like Amazon's got different ones day to day. But I found a few that last like through the 27th. So that would be like through Black Friday.
Okay.
So if you see good holiday deals, good Black Friday deals, or if there's something you want to get your hands on, let me know what it is, because I will take a look for you.
It's so crazy that I feel like we've had such a nice November. I mean, we're in the mid 60s the other day, and now we have the snow right now. So you're starting to feel a little more into the holiday spirit. I know. But man, this stuff sneaks up on you every year. Yeah. So I was looking at some of the Home Depot deals, because they go like, it's like now through however long the product lasts. Okay. But I have to assume they've got a lot of, Home Depot's so huge. A lot of products that'll last.
Actually, interestingly enough,
what's this?
Binner says Home Depot, the toolkits. I saw those. It's Ryobi, however you say that brand, the green one. We've got some at our house. I know that.
Okay, so an actual like toolkit.
Yeah, they had like a whole bunch of those. You know what I found there that I'll share next week was the Ring doorbell set. If you don't have that, they had like an interior and exterior. And they were like 40-something% off. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And if like mom or grandma doesn't have one, you think they might like one, that could be something good.
I like the toolkits idea. I think anything like that is a great idea.
Somebody, who was it? I think Kohl's, maybe, they had a really good vacuum. It was like one of those good pet vacuum things for the hair and all that good stuff.
Do you have that vacuum that just is on the floor by itself and goes around?
We do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah. We run it because of Bandit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work as well as like the regular vacuum, I don't think, but we do use it. And like I'll come home and I'll say to Paul, like, what'd you do today? And he'll be like, I vacuumed. And then I like look over and the thing's like coming down the hall, and I'm like, okay. I see what's happening here. Like he'll like list the things.
He makes me laugh.
I emptied the dishwasher. I vacuumed. Here goes the little thing. I'm like,
oh.
Okey-dokey.
And it reminds me, one of the things I wanted to talk about was baby names. So I want to name the little bundle.
Yeah, I know you said you wanted to talk about that. And what did I tell you? No.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear that part.
Oh, that's weird.
No, because then we were all researching like the top baby names and stuff.
We did research the top baby names this morning. Yeah.
Were any of those on your radar? You don't have to tell me what you're naming. Little PJ. That's what I call him.
Not really.
No? Okay.
Not really.
Interesting. Do you have one? Don't tell us, but you have one.
We've got some top contenders.
Okay, good.
For boys and girls.
Yeah.
Top contenders.
Yeah. You're going to keep it to yourself?
Anybody who's had a baby, I think, has gone through this where their significant other maybe is not on exactly the same page as them at times.
Oh, totally.
And like comes up with these reasons why they can't name a baby X, Y, and Z. And you're just like, okay, that's your reason.
When I told you when the Sabres were 2001, they were making their way to the Cup. It's going to be Stanley. But Stanley Mankowski, what a great name. That is an awesome name. Stanley Cup. But then they lost in Pittsburgh in Game 7 in overtime. So.
And you couldn't say Stanley for the rest of your life then?
Well, yeah. Then we went to different routes. But yeah, I could see you guys wouldn't be on the same page. Like, I would think if the Bills win the Super Bowl, Josh.
What about Alan?
Middle name.
Oh yeah, that won't be weird. I could never do that.
Well, you couldn't.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be like, I don't know. I couldn't do that.
Throw in a different name in there.
Oh my God,
Josh Allen February 2025, Morris.
Oh, good Lord. Well, we were going to talk about how to spot fake holiday items, but then Aaron changed the subject and derailed us.
Yeah.
So Jeff says Jeff for a boy. There we go.
There we go.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Happy Friday. Have a fantastic weekend.
You too. Bye week. So it's not
yeah.
Take it easy.
Everybody get some rest. Take a nap
yeah.
because you don't have a Bills game to watch, All right, we'll see you back here Monday so I can tell us all about Taylor Swift.
Cannot wait. Yes.